Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. Our weather brought to us by Hainted Tactical Center. And don't forget now, it's Saturday, they're having a big yard sale and big fish fry all day, and go by and check it out. It's all a fundraiser to help send those young people off to various competitions and all, and it's just a win-win situation when we do something like that. I promise you that'll be a good fish fry. Those fellows up there know how to fry some fish. High today is only going to be 58, and listen to this, low tonight 36. And we thought the cold weather was over with, and sitting here talking to Ronnie, he's going to be coming on, but remember the old timers you say it's always going to be cold around Easter, so don't start breaking out any swimsuit yet. So anyway, let's take a look at our water temperature. That's what I'm really surprised at. It's gone up 3 degrees. It just really jumped up from 61, what I've been reading, 62, then all of a sudden it's 64 degrees. That's a big deal now as we're getting into March. We're about to get into the third week of March, and we've already had 2 fogs, so we're going to start looking at those Spanish mackerel real quick. Let's take a look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. That motto is, when carrying counts. We got a low tide this morning at 5:13 and high tide at 8:36. I only got about a 0.8 foot range. The river readings, taking a look at Apalachicola, Bluntstown, it's dropping out finally. It has been really high, but it's going to get below 10 foot. It's going to be at 9.6 today, and dropping on out by Friday and Saturday and Sunday, it'll be around 8 foot. So you're going to have a falling river if you want to go this weekend. It'll be a good weekend to go fishing on the river. Chalkatcha, Caryville, it's reading a 7.9. It's going to have a slight rise to it Friday, so the weekend you're looking at about an 8.4 foot for Friday and Saturday. That takes care of our river. Marine forecast, it's going to be blowing again northwest at 10 to 20, and you know March is famous for its wind, so we're right in the middle of this windy March. All right, let's take our break, and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back, and welcome Ronnie Groom.
Good morning, buddy.
All right, always good to see Ronnie, and we have all kind of stuff to talk about. But Ronnie, first let's talk about the big buck contest is over, and you have now declared a winner.
Right. Our winner this year is Joe Harbison. Here's a picture of the deer. First thing, you can see the size of this thing.
Goodness gracious.
That was a very good deer. He weighed 187 pounds, came from up around Mariana there. And that was a good deer. And here's a picture of Joe with his deer.
That's a Jackson County buck.
Jackson County. Good fertile ground, grows big deer.
You know, that girl up in Sneed's got a really nice one last year, remember?
Right.
Real nice buck.
Yeah, that's some good farmland, and it grows some good deer.
Yeah.
And this is a picture of Joe with his deer. You can see him there. He was a very wide rack deer. He's just a really healthy deer.
Good looking deer, okay?
The next picture is of John Brusher. He took second place, 170-pound 8-point, and it came pretty close to where Joe killed his, you know, up in that area.
Are you serious? Right. Both of them come that? Look at that.
There's 2 deer there, but I don't even know which one was second place. I don't know the story on the other one, but
great.
That's John. He got a fine deer.
And we're talking about these are all natural bucks and all. They're not fenced in.
No, these are Florida wild deer, you know.
And they can get that big then.
And this is Frank Bright. He had a 165-pound 9-point. Now, this is a fine deer, too. And he came up off 231 there in 20, somewhere in that area. Big, fine buck. How about that hunting camp back there? That's just typical there. That's a nice place.
That's where you go for the weekend.
Yep.
All right.
This picture right here is Lauren Carpenter. She's 15 years old, had a 7mm 8, shot this deer about 125 yards in Bay County.
Goodness gracious.
No, I'm sorry, that was over in Bluntstown area.
Oh,
that's a fine buck there. Now, you look at the mass on those horns.
That is a huge buck.
And she shot it on her birthday.
No kidding.
Yes, sir. That
what
was
her
good.
Name?
Lauren Carpenter.
Okay.
Doug Carpenter's daughter. She's a good friend of mine, and she's just a sweet, nice girl, very intelligent, just does everything just about.
She can hunt, obviously. All right.
Right.
All right, the next one
Next one is a turkey taken last.
We had a youth turkey hunt, so that took care of now you're hunting for deer over with. You had the winners, all local.
Right.
And that's nice. All right.
All right.
Caitlin Rogers is.
Caitlin Rogers. This is Byron Rogers' granddaughter, and
Yeah.
boy, she's quite a hunter. That's not her first turkey, and she's killed 2 or 3 big, nice bucks too. So she's really a good hunter, and she just loves it. And it just shows you, these girls can do as good as these boys there.
Well, we just had a big buck with a girl and this big gobbler with a girl. So.
Right. Then if you'll notice that shotgun she's got there's got a scope on it.
Yeah.
That's the most popular sighting system now for turkeys, and I really recommend that. That's the good one.
Now, what gauge shotgun is that?
It's a 12 gauge.
Okay.
And she has her own shotgun now, and she's really a good hunter and a smart young lady, and I'm just very proud of her.
So they're very interesting in putting a scope on them then.
Right.
Okay. All right. We got a lot of pictures right now. I might have to hold that one, Joe.
That's Carter.
Let's see.
Carter Myers, I think. Yeah, here's a guy that's 5 years old that killed a 3.5-year-old 8-point. He was sitting in a car seat in his daddy's lap in a blind, and he killed that deer. It's a really fine deer, Bay County deer. And this is his second one. He killed a doe, I think, last year. And, these youngsters, when they're well supervised and taught safety by their parents, they make really good hunters.
All right. All right, now we're getting into some more turkeys. This
is my grandson here.
You familiar?
Yeah, that's Trey Groom. That's my son Ron's son. That's my grandson. He's a good hunter, and believe me, that's his 3rd turkey, and he's killed 3 deer too, 3 bucks, all 3.5 years old or older.
Good for him.
And you see that here again. You see the gun's got a scope on it. It just makes it a lot easier if you got a scope. And, most shotguns, come with just 2 little points on them, and that's not very accurate. When you shoot a turkey, you really need to head shoot them and stop them right there. And a red dot scope or a regular scope like that, and you only use a low power, like 2 power.
Yeah.
Little old small scope. And
so they're doing a red dot on the crosshairs, or?
Yeah, red dot, and instead of a crosshair in the scopes, they're using a little circle.
Okay.
A little small circle, and if you circle that turkey's head, and get him within good shooting range, you're not gonna miss.
Oh, that's a
good thing.
That really is good. Okay, this is a classic shot right here. This is what you see in magazines.
Yeah, this is a young kid turkey hunting. Now I guarantee you, he's got every call and everything you need on there. He's got his mosquito repellent.
He's all set.
He's got everything. He's ready, and he just loves it. And
well, he's following in his granddad's footsteps right there at that age.
Well, we're going to take his brother this Saturday. We're going to take him up there and see if we can get him one. And,
all right.
It's an iffy situation, but it's just great fun, and it's just unbelievable how pretty the woods are now. Everything's blooming, the birds are chirping, and it's just a great, even if you don't see a turkey, just to get out there in the morning and watch the daylight come and see God's great creation, it's a great thing.
That's exactly right. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Today with Ronnie Groom. We're talking about wrapping up the big buck contest, and now we're looking at turkeys. And
right, it's opening up.
The youth had this past weekend. Now the grown-ups get to go.
That's right.
And, a lot of times people, if they haven't been exposed to it, Ronnie, like anything else, they sort of a little wary of it and all, but it's not a complicated thing.
Turkey hunting is really simple, and people put such an emphasis on calling, but calling's not the main thing. The main thing I think about turkey hunting is knowing the area that you're hunting. You need to know where the turkeys are. You need to locate them. If they fly down and don't come to you, you need to know where to go to cut them off. For example, I took my brother one day to an area that I hunt, and he'd never been there, and he heard a turkey gobble, so he got in the woods, started toward the turkey. Well, he had to cross a creek waist deep to get there. If he'd have gone 200 yards, there was a road that went right where the turkey was, but he didn't know that. So the secret is knowing where that turkey is going to go and know the area so you can get ahead of him or set up where you think he's going to be. That's just so important. It's not the calling, but calling is a big factor, but it's not the main thing.
And we're talking about a lot of things. You have to really get all kind of equipment and all for some different kind of hunts and all. But turkey hunting is very simple. Just a shotgun and a call and bug spray and a little paraphernalia, and you all
That's
set.
right. Most people hunt with shotguns, and 12 gauge is probably the most popular. And but the 20 gauge is becoming more popular. There's been such a big advance in the quality of shotgun
Yeah.
shells.
Mm-hmm.
The 20 gauges now are really good. The patterns are a lot better. The sights on the guns are good, and it's not hard to do. It's not hard to learn them, and calling's not hard to do. We've got calls now. You just mash a button and it'll call. The little button, and it's not hard. In fact, here's one of them right here. This is a little simple call, and all you got to do is put your finger on the top. Anybody can do that. It's just a little simple call. And a lot of them's a push button. You just call with it. And it's not hard at all.
I need to take something like that in my class. I can hear some of the kids now calling back and forth.
Take it and show it to them. I'll get it back next time.
Yeah, they need to understand that.
You can put your finger in different places on that call and change the sound.
We'll do that.
And that's basically all you got to do is just a few little yelps and putts like that. But there are a lot of calls, and most turkey hunters, have got one of every kind.
Well, back in the day, we're talking about when our dad and grandparents, all them, there were very few turkey hunters. They just had a little simple thing. But I guess it would be amazing how different calls we have.
Mark Thomas used to use a philodendron leaf. He'd put it in his mouth and blow it and call a turkey.
He was outdoorsman.
Some of the worst calls I've ever heard were made by real turkeys. So if you make a little mistake, don't worry about it. True. Just keep calling,
That's true.
Let's look over a couple of these calls here. This is a slate call, and it's just a little simple piece of slate, and you just make little circles. It's not hard to do, and it's just a matter of getting the right angle. And the main thing is to practice with them. I know Mr. Krigler, that used to be my partner in C&G Sporting Goods, right before hunting season a week, he'd worry you to death. I mean, he was up all day long. He was yelping on that yelper. Let's see. The little mouth call is probably the hardest to learn to use, but probably the best call. If you only had one call, that would probably be it right there. You just put this in your mouth, and it's got a little bend in it, and it's got a little latex in the middle, and you just go chuck, chuck, chuck. That's about all there is to it. But that takes some practice.
Yeah.
And you need to practice with something like that.
And advantage of that, you're going to be hands-free. You're going to have your gun. And
right. Yeah. That's another thing. Turkeys can see the very slightest of movement. You can't use some of the other calls like this shaker here. This is a gobbler call. Mm-hmm. This thing, when you shake it, it makes a gobble. Mm-hmm. And gobblers like to fight, just like, dogs and cats or anything else. And when the fight starts, they all want to gather around. But you just shake this, but if you're up here shaking this thing and the turkey's right out there, he's going to see you, so you'd have to be quiet. This is another, when you want to simulate a turkey fight, you can get a mouth call in your mouth and get this little call. And you do this back and forth with your mouth
call. Is that a box? I mean,
it's just a little old box with a little thing you twist in it here.
Is that twist?
And you twist it. It's real simple, and that will simulate a turkey fight. And a lot of times they won't come to a hen call. They will come to a fight.
And that's just like with horns. You're rattling the horns or two bucks, right? And then it's going to cause some activity.
I've had, and if you watch the hunting channel, you see this. I've had two turkeys come in. You shoot one, the other one will come back and jump on him. Start fighting with him. Mm-hmm. The turkey has a brain about the size of a pea. He's probably the dumbest creature on earth, but he's got eyes better than an eagle, and you're not going to move. And he's so weary, that's what makes him hard to kill. And like sometime I'm thinking, this is good calling, turkey. Why don't you come? You're going the other way. The dumb turkey.
He wants to live another day.
You're right. All right. The call that has been the most popular over the years is a box call like this. And I think the guy that makes the best turkey calls in the world, in my opinion, is Billy White. He's up here in Alabama.
Okay.
And he's a retired farmer, and he makes them now. He makes these calls. And this is called the hustling hen. I've called turkeys in from a half mile off of this thing. It reaches so far. But there's many makes of these calls. There's some of waterproof, and there's just all kind of box calls. We have probably 24 different box calls down there, small ones large ones. Some of them are real large, you know. But that is a really good call. And another call is the slate that I showed you a while ago, and Billy makes one of those, I think, the finest one you can find. This is called the raspy slate. And it's not hard to use, just a little practice.
Now do you, when you know turkey's far off, Lonnie, and I know you call a lot of them in, do you use one, then you get them closer, you change it up, or how do you do yours?
Well, I'll start out just in the morning. I try to know where there is a turkey and get as close as I can. And then just some very soft little yelps. You know, they're on the roost, and that's it. Just quit then, and they fly down. If they come to you, then it's all over with. But if not, and you don't hear one, and you hear one way off, then you've got to start using something like the hustling hen that's real loud to get his attention. And then if there's hens with them, you kind of copy what they're doing. If a hen's yelping a little, you try to do the same thing she's doing, and just a few little yelps. Don't overcall. But if he starts away, you need to do something, you know, to get his attention again. It may be a fight, it may be more box calls or whatever.
What's the distance you like to get them within? What distance to take a shot? What normally?
You know, 30, 35 yards is best. But with the new guns, and if you're proficient and you've taken a turkey target like this and patterned your gun real well, then you can shoot them out to about 50 yards maximum.
Okay.
And I wouldn't try it any further than that. You don't want to wound them. You want to do a good job.
Yeah.
But you just have to practice and just kind of listen and try to. The main thing is, if he's not coming to you, where's he going? Try to get ahead of him. And you got to know the woods to do that.
Okay. All right, we'll take a quick break. We've got some more stuff we'll show you, all right? All right, welcome back. So, we're Ronnie Groom at C&G Sporting Goods. But first, let's get our fish and game forecast. Looking at our time for today, brought to us by Mark Calvert at Edgewater Beach Realty. 10:36 a.m. to 12:36. That's when old Gobbler's going to be out there probably today. And tonight, 10:58 to 12:58. So that's our two times. So you're an early morning guy, I guess, when it comes to you get up early to
yeah, you got to get up early if you're going to get to a turkey and get set up before he flies off the roost. You got to get up early. But hunting's good all during the day. In fact, a lot of times in the afternoon when the hens have gone to nest, the gobblers are looking for more hens, so that's a good time to go. But I can go in the morning and be back to work 9 o'clock. You know, it's over the way I hunt it early in the morning.
Yeah. So we do have some afternoon hunters. I hadn't heard a lot of people talk about afternoon hunting.
Yeah, so. Not many people afternoon hunt, but it is really a prime time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All right, so what else we got?
All right, we were talking about chokes. You can buy chokes now. Most shotguns now have screw-in chokes, and you can just put any kind of choke you want to hunt dove, quail, deer, whatever. And a turkey choke shoots a tight pattern, but my experience has been a lot of hunters try to get too tight a pattern. You know, I want a pattern about this size. You know, it covers a good area. You get it too tight, and you can miss that turkey real easy. You think you can't, but you can. Another thing we need to talk about is locator calls, crow calls, owl calls. These are shock objects. It's a shock to the bird when he hears it. Not just these make them do that, but I've heard car doors slam and they'd gobble, or a train going across a bridge and they'd gobble. But a crow call and an owl call, you blow that early in the morning, even before daylight, and they'll gobble, and then you can run set up close to them. That's a good thing to know. In fact, you better know that or you won't have much luck. Another good thing that I carry is a trimmer to trim the bushes, because you're going to run and gun. That means you're going to hear him way over here, and you got to get to him, and then you got to get in the bushes and clip off a few palmettos, make you a little blind right quick.
You sort of make you blind as you go.
That's right.
Yeah.
And we've got seats now that you can sit in. They're turkey chairs. Lets you lean back a little, and it gets you right at the right angle where you can shoot. And that's really important. That's really important.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to go sit on the ground. You worry about spiders and ants and
red bugs,
roots. You know, you want to be comfortable, because sometimes I'll sit there maybe 2 or 3 hours. Because patience is the way to turkey hunt. That's the only way you're going to do it is patience. Sometimes they won't come for a long time, an hour or so, and then the hens go to nest, and they'll come. Another really important thing, you've got to camouflage yourself all over. You got to have gloves, you got to have a hood, and here's a camouflage hat with a hood. and it's got a viewing place here in the front where you can see, and that's a good eye. But you got to have good camouflage because their eyes are extremely good.
Well, it's amazing, you know, we've had pretty good luck for opening season for youth hunt, but it's amazing that over and over again, all turkey hunters talk about the eyesight of a turkey.
Yeah.
And every little movement you make, they're able to see it.
You know, when they're out there strutting around, they turn and turn. What you want to do is get your gun up and ready when he turns away from you. You got that fan up there, and then be ready, and you need to head shoot them too.
Now, when you go out, like I say, you pretty well know one of them that is in the area.
Yeah, I go a day or two before usually the season, and I look for tracks. And after you hunt an area a while, you'll learn there's certain areas they like to roost. And you go to that area, and then if you hear one way over here, then you got to get up and go.
Well, I growing up, the turkey hunting my dad did, he would always find them going in the roost the night before. He always knew ahead of time where the roost was, and then he'd go the next morning.
Right.
Sometimes we're not able to do that, though.
No.
But when they fly in, he knew exactly where they were located.
Right.
So.
And, you know, they like open areas to fly down into. Like, turkey hunting is best around farms where you got fields, because turkey likes to fly down where he can see. He doesn't want to fly down in thick woods where there may be a wildcat or a coyote. You know?
And you know the turkey population, according to the game biologists, is hung in there pretty strong.
I'm amazed that they can survive as many varmints as we have around here, especially the coyotes. And the main problem with turkey hunting that hurts turkey hunting is raccoons.
Yeah.
The raccoons and possums and coyotes eat the eggs.
Yeah.
And that's a terrible thing, you know. And we need to try to control the population of these coyotes, but you can't do it. You know, they're just too smart.
And then remember, Holmes County has restricted time and all. We've gone over that too. So, but it's otherwise it's going to be everybody's going to be jumping Saturday morning.
Yes, sir. Saturday morning early.
Well, thank you so much, Ronnie. Good luck Saturday.
Oh.
And keep sending these pictures.
Well, I'm going to take one of these grand youngins.
All right, good deal. All right, folks. Thank y'all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. We appreciate your viewership. Do something good. Run by CC&G. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.